Welcome to Government House this very, very fine afternoon, and an exciting afternoon as well, because a vision has come to reality, which is something that is a delight to see. In particular, welcome to the Honourable Minister for Natural Resources, Labour and Immigration, to the PS, to the Director of National Parks Trust, but to everybody here, and for those who are listening more widely, welcome to Government House. So today we are here to launch the Virgin Islands Environmental Atlas. And I'm just going to say a few words because other people will be better placed to speak about the detail of it. But one of the things that we know is so, and I can't say so enough, but so special about the British Virgin Islands is our incredible environment. And our people are our top asset, but our natural resources as our second top asset. And I've seen in my brief time in the Virgin Islands how incredibly important that is, that we nurture it, we protect it, but also we celebrate it, we teach people about it, we collect information about it, and we treasure it for this generation, but also for future generations as well. It's also, we know our environment is part of our success, not just the beauty that attracts tourists and makes us the most beautiful set of islands in the world, but also our diversity in our natural environment, absolutely critical as well to keeping this a thriving natural environment for the range of biodiversity that we have here. So I'm absolutely thrilled to see this atlas come to life. I know it's been a great deal of hard work, and I know it was started back, I'm told it was started back in 2002 by Mr. Bertrand Lettsom, who isn't here today, unfortunately. Is he coming? Okay. Not sure. Well, you only spend 18 years getting there, and then you miss the launch event. So that is. But it is great to see things materialise from a vision, and to see that vision come to life, and then to see that vision come to life not just through the dedication and the commitment of this amazing publication, but also through the dedication and commitment of a great number of partners to make it such a success as well. So there's been a huge amount of hard work by the National Parks Trust, and I applaud everything they have done. But there's also been a contribution by 39 local, regional and international experts, some of which are here today, Shannon Gore, others we have here as well who have supported, but also wider afield who have supported this work. I will read out Susan Zalusky, Clive Petrovic and Mervyn Hastings in particular. So I hope that this atlas is a valuable resource for everybody, but a valuable resource in particular for our schools across the territory, and I hope that the invite to the Minister of Education, he's on his way, or at least will be passed to him, that he knows that this is an incredibly important part of how we inspire the future generations of Vincent Wheatleys. So that we have a lot more Vincent Wheatleys in the future who are championing our environment and championing the incredible diversity that we have here. It's not just, as we know, the natural environment, not just an important part of BVI's local wildlife, but it is something that is also part of our economy. And more and more we see the importance of the environment to our economy, whether that is jobs we know about from fisheries and our tourism sector, but also jobs that we may think about in the future as we grow our green economy, as we grow our blue economy, and the importance of our environment to that. So I'm also, final thanks as I pass on to others on the agenda today, is to thank my office team in particular, to Julia and Kaylee as well for their work on this, and the United Kingdom for their funding to get this project supported and finalised and coming together. And I know that all of us are looking forward to continuing the great work in collaboration across the Ministry, across the National Parks Trust, and with all others who have made this a success. So thank you very much, and I am delighted to be launching the Atlas today. Thank you very much.
Governor Jasper, we would like to present to you a copy of the Virgin Islands Environmental Atlas.
Thank you very much. It's an absolute pleasure and a delight that we've got this launched.
Honourable Minister Vincent Wheatley, we would like to present to you the Virgin Islands Environmental Atlas.
Governor Jasper, PS, Director National Parks Trust and team, special invited guests, I am delighted to be here today at this very special occasion where we are launching, make sure cash is good, the Environmental Atlas. It's an incredibly important piece of work. So I have to thank those who I know have been involved. Like the governor said, it first started around 2002. Someone sent me an ad a few days ago with a launch date of October, I think it was, 2006. Well, 18 years later, it's finally here. But the quality of the work speaks to why it took so long. And I must commend Nancy Pascoe. She's the one who I met with this project. I know you weren't the only one, but I know you had a lot of input into bringing this atlas to where it is, and I must commend you, and I must thank you dearly for this. But I also must commend the Parks Trust itself for the excellent work they've been doing over the last 20 months since I've taken office. I've seen a lot of things happen that should have happened before, in my opinion, but I guess nothing happens before its time. It's a book, I like it because it appeals to both the educated persons as well as the small kids. The smallest child can pick up this book and learn something from it, as well as the scientists and those persons who may want to come through as tourists and grab this book as they go around the BVI and also grasp and pick up something from it. So it's an excellent piece of work to be in all our libraries and in all our schools. And wherever they need to be, Director of National Parks Trust, I know you'll make sure it happens. The Minister of Education isn't here, but I know at this time, but I know he too be very pleased to support this book being widely circulated. Again, I also want to thank all those persons who made this possible, all the scientists. I want to thank the Governor's Office in particular, who I think spearheaded the publishing of this book. It's been around for a very long time in soft copy, but this is what we really want to see on our bookshelves. The hard copies, the soft copies are good too, but this is good to have on our shelf, and it'll be sold at all national parks. Yeah, it'll be sold at all national parks for a nominal price. It doesn't have to be too expensive. But it's an incredible resource. It covers all the main islands. It's a great historical perspective, a great botanical perspective. We have the seascapes and landscapes, and also statistical data about populations and so forth. I'm not sure they're accurate, but at least it's a starting point with the numbers in here. So again, I want to thank all those involved for bringing this. Finally, I think it was waiting for me, Governor, to be in office as Minister for the Environment, to be able to come and say congratulations to the team for bringing this finally to fruition. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. If I could call on Dr. Titley O'Neill.
Good afternoon, everybody. Governor Jaspert, yes, Ministry of Natural Resources and Labour, Dr. Nasir Potter, Minister for Natural Resources and Labour, honorably invited guests. I will just give a couple of opening remarks so people understand this has not been an easy road for national parks or the country in terms of, like the minister said, bringing this to fruition. The Virgin Islands Environmental Atlas was in development since 2002, when the then Chief Conservation and Fisheries Officer, Mr. Bertrand Lettsome, presented the idea to the Virgin Islands Government National Geographic Systems Committee. We don't even have a Conservation and Fisheries Department anymore, so you'll understand this has been in the works for quite some time. In 2004, the National Parks Trust of the Virgin Islands and the then CFD Department received a grant from the United Kingdom Overseas Territory Environmental Program, OTEP, and an interactive atlas was completed in 2006. However, the published version was not completed due to various challenges, including but not limited to funding. Let's fast forward to 2020. The governor's office granted the trust $5,000 to update and complete the printed version of the first environmental atlas of the VI, which is why we are here today. In the process, National Parks Trust collaborated with 39 local, regional, and international experts to create this resource for the schools and the general public. All of the information related to the biogeography of the territory has been combined into this single publication. It provides factual and current information about all of our beautiful islands, and in a format which will encourage learning and an increased awareness of the Virgin Islands environment. There are 28 sections that explore the rich biodiversity of the Virgin Islands and the various habitats, highlighting the diversity of our plants, birds, amphibians, sea turtles, salt ponds, mangroves, seagrass beds, and coral reef that make the environment of the BVI such a unique place, not just for the BVI, but also in the region. In addition, the Atlas touches on environmental issues such as climate change, energy and waste management, natural disasters, and the influx of sargassum. The Atlas explores the ways in which humans use the environment for tourism in order to benefit our local economy, and how we must sustainably manage our fisheries to ensure long-term food security needs. Moreover, there are some sections that are written in such a way that the reader can learn more about each individual topic while understanding the issues unique to small island systems and the connectivity between species, habitats, and humans, and especially how we as humans both positively and negatively impact the environment. This is a practical atlas that will answer the questions students frequently flock our office asking trust members for various answers. It can also serve as a resource for educators when planning their lessons. Included within the atlas are some useful websites for students and a comprehensive list of environmental legislation that is pertinent to the Virgin Islands. Lastly, the Atlas introduces students to the various ways in which man is using innovative technology, such as satellite imagery. And if you look at the back of the Atlas, you'll see some pictures of this, to better understand environmental processes such as coastline change, ecological health of ecosystems. Ultimately, this Atlas will ensure that every child and every resident in the Virgin Islands is exposed to environmental information that will influence their behavior towards the development of this territory as they become adults, become the future business leaders in a sustainable manner. Our next step at the Trust is to continue to seek donations to print additional copies of the Atlas to sell in bookstores so that it can be widely available for the public. The first printing, Governor Jasper, will be given to each of the schools as a free copy based on the money that you have provided to the Trust. Now, I don't know, most of you in here should know Nancy. I publicly want to personally thank Nancy. She was like a dog with a bone. With this Atlas, she rang in my ears from last year, November, and I would say probably almost to the year is when we were actually able to FedEx in the 10 copies to have the book launched before the end of the year. So I would publicly like to thank Nancy for pushing, even though I know it has been a very rough road. There are also some persons in here who have started and have been with the process. I can see former director of National Parks Trust, he's now Deputy PS, Joseph King, Mr. Joseph Smith Abbott, Dr. Gore, Susan Zielinski. I almost took you for Angela Burnett, but I realize who it is now. And all of the persons who have contributed So on behalf of the chairman of the board, Mr. Nelson Samuel, all of the board members, my staff, and I, we thank everybody for being here today with us. And we also especially want to thank the governor for starting the wheels to getting it published. Without the funding, we would not have been able to do so. And I know that for all of us in the office, this is the second book we've actually been able to get printed and in our office in the BVI this year. And we are extremely grateful and appreciative for your work. Thank you.
Thank you all very much. I think that's the formalities over.